What do you think, Mom?
Is he moving?
Not yet.
Not yet. Do it.
We are moving into our Liveaboard slip here at the marina, and it's a big night for us.
We gotta live aboard.
So yeah, it means we have to live aboard.
Here again, knowing this ain't the first time. I think back to when we were singing. Do you remember the summers? It's always the day that the nights get light and the cooler comes the heat. I daydream away. I think of all of our younger faces when we were singing. And it all still feels like. Do you remember the summers?
Big evening for us. We have been working feverishly to get everything on the boat, and you'll notice that the docks are all clear. All but 2 lines are on the boat right now, and we got dock steps on the foredeck because we are moving down to our Liveaboard slip. We are moving on board the boat here in a few weeks permanently, and we have to move down to another slip that's going to allow us to be liveaboards here. So we're just waiting for the other boat to pull out, and then we're going to head down. Pretty cool. Well, I've learned probably more than I ever wanted to know about marine stoves. You saw in the last video that we were cooking dinner in here, and the interior glass pane on the stove door, oven door, shattered on us. So I went looking for replacement glass, and what I found out, and maybe some of you know this, I didn't, but Eno is the brand of the stove that we have, and Eno is a French company that apparently has bought out Force 10. They look very similar, but they're not. And the parts for the older doors are very hard to come by, and this just happens to be one of the older doors. Sorry about the sun glare. But I found a couple of shops over in Europe that sold a retrofit kit. Let me show you what we got. So the old pane had a small cutout right here. Maybe you can see it better on this side. You can see the screw hole there. The old pane would have had a little notch in the glass right there, and you used a screw, a brass screw, to hold the pane in. They've gotten away from that, and they no longer make that glass. So I had to order a pane that doesn't have that notch, and we found 2 places over in Europe that sold the parts, this little top cap on here. I had to take the handle off and then replace this top cap to hold the top of the pane. And then down here in the back, I had to drill and tap on both sides for these little brackets that hold the glass in. But the glass is done, it's back in, and our stove is back in commission again. And while we were there, I painted the handle black because Carmen said she wanted it black. So we have a stove. Our stove is back in commission. We're good to go. We're moving on to other projects. The nav station on Vanishing Point is pretty bare. We've got this full panel that has nothing on it. We've got an old single side band that doesn't even work anymore. We're probably going to pull that out and try and sell it to somebody that might want to use it. We've got a VHF radio and an FM, and that's about it on the nav station. Well, one of the representatives from Orca Technologies reached out to us and offered us their kit. We made no promises to them. They simply offered it to us and said, hey, try it out, see what you think, and if you like it, use it. That's exactly what we intend to do. If you're not familiar with Orca, it is a tablet-based navigation system. But what's cool about it is it comes with a hub that they call a Core 2. The Core will connect through your NMEA 2000 network. It's this little device here. It will connect through your NMEA 2000 network, and it will display all of your wind data, AIS data, radar data, Even your autopilot can be controlled via this tablet and this little device, which is really cool. You can mount this basically anywhere. It has its own built-in GPS and heading sensor, and they offer a variety of ways to mount this thing. In fact, it even comes with just a little piece of double-sided tape. You stick it on the top, and you stick this thing on the top of a shelf somewhere. You can pretty much mount it anywhere. And it displays on a tablet. It's an Android tablet that is super bright. I took this thing out of the box the other day, and I was really surprised at how bright this tablet is. But basically an Android tablet. They sent me the flush mount. They have a couple of different mounts that they offer, and it's a really nice kit because it's going to mount flush at the nav station, but I can take it down just by pulling a tab. Thing pops off. I can take it on the road with me. I can do all of my routing remotely. We can bring it back to the nav station, plug the thing in, and it's going to automatically uplink that route from this tablet up to my Raymarine Axiom on the helm. Really cool. It'll also allow us to take it off, take it back to a stateroom with us, or just hang out up on the deck, and you can manage the autopilot from it, which is really nice. So if you're on a passage and you're downstairs on a break, you've got somebody else on watch at the helm, I have a way to monitor everything, and I can even control the autopilot. So it's really pretty slick. I'm looking forward to getting this thing mounted up, so let's do that right now. And we'll start playing with this over the next couple of months, and we'll give you a little bit of a review on what we think of it and whether or not we're going to keep it as a permanent solution for our nav station, or maybe it'll be an addition to. I don't know yet. But if it does everything they say it will do, it may just become a permanent solution for us at the nav station. Pretty cool. All right, so I'm down here in the aft lazarette, and we have just plugged this thing in, and I would go over a little bit about how to install this thing, but it is quite literally so simple, it's not even worth talking about, because all I had to do was go get a NMEA 2000 or DeviceNet adapter for my CTalk, and plugged it in, and it powers up, and it works. It's literally that simple. What I can tell you, though, what you may be interested in, is that you don't have to have an NMEA backbone to use this thing. You can use it independent of anything else if you don't have any equipment. So if you're looking for a navigation system, this might be something to consider. It also comes with the Ethernet connectors. That Ethernet cable is used for high-speed data, such as a radar overlay. So if you have a radar on your boat and you want the radar overlay on the tablet, you use the Ethernet connection to connect it to one of your switches. On the Raymarine system, you use the CTalk switch. I have two of them on Vanishing Point, and this one's back here in the aft lazarette, so it's a perfect location for me to connect to. You have a couple of different options on how you plug this thing in and use it, as well as a few different ways to mount it. It comes with this little cap that you screw off. If you wanted to, you could drill a hole in a deck somewhere, stick it through, and then run this nut back up and attach it that way. I've seen a lot of people do that. What we're going to do is use that double-sided tape, and I'm going to mount it right there, because that will give it a clear view of the sky, and it's out of the way of everything else, and it shouldn't get any interference from any other equipment that we have. Pretty clean and really, really simple. So let's finish this up, and then we'll go inside and play with the tablet a little bit. Now that the core is mounted, all I had to do was connect my Display 2 to a Wi-Fi network. So I connected it to the boat's Starlink network, and it immediately started downloading updates. Now that we have updated the software, we can go back and take a look and see if we don't have our instrument data. And look at that, true wind speed. Rudder angle, pretty slick. Now we can add in some other data. We've got a lot of options here. So yes, it's all connected and it's working. This is really super cool. Now all we have to do is clean it all up, mount the tablet in the nav station, and start programming everything the way we want it. Let's see, do we have, yes we do. We do have AIS data. Very cool. All right, let's go get this installation cleaned up. So this is the start of the final installation. We've got the mount up. It's wired into our 24-volt system. We're probably going to be moving our VHF over to this panel somewhere, as well as this switch panel probably over here somewhere, and then I'll mount our FM radio on this panel as well. And it's going to clean this up quite a bit. Basically gave us a blank slate back here. But we're going to get all of this reorganized. It's going to be much more user-friendly. To use this tablet, you simply pull that tab and you can take it right out of the mount, carry it with you anywhere you like on the boat. Makes it really, really handy. Stick it back in, snap that in, and it's remounted and charging once again. Really, really nice. I like the installation, and I think it's going to really be user-friendly. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be traveling out to some of the other Channel Islands. It's going to give us a chance to test all of this equipment. I hate to say that we're getting bored with Catalina Island, but we spend a lot of time out there. We love Catalina Island, but we've been going there a lot. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to be making our way up to Santa Cruz Island and exploring some of the other islands around the California coast, and I'm looking forward to that. And it will give us a chance to try out this new Orca system. So follow along with us. Let's go check it out, see how it does. We are moving on to the boat full time in about 2 weeks. And one of the things I really need to get done before we do that is to clean up the utility room. And I think it came out pretty nice. I've got everything organized now. It's going to make it a lot more user-friendly when we're on board the boat. And we're moving on to other projects. One of the projects that I've been working on today was I wanted to go ahead and change all of the fuel filters because they have not been changed since Australia, and quite honestly I have no idea how many hours are on these things. So I came in today to change the Orca Core filter and the filter up on the main, and then I was going to change the fuel filter on the generator as well. And I got to thinking that, you know, this is an old Orca Core that has the old metal bowl on it, so you can't visually see if there's anything in there. And one of the things that I have always wanted to do since we bought Vanishing Point was to put in a fuel polishing system. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this Orca Core with a new Orca Core 500 with a glass bowl. And then I can use this one, and I've got another kind of a Chinese knockoff Orca Core that I could put together over here somewhere on this panel as a fuel polishing system. So we're going to head back to the house. I'm going to jump online and I'm going to order a new Orca Core, and then we'll come back and we'll replace this one with a newer model. That is much better. Los Angeles fireboat is coming through the marina. Looks like they've got some guests and they're just giving tours. Pretty cool.
It's been a hell of a year. How did you see who I was and who I was gonna be? I could have been right. Was probably
So from the very beginning of this channel, we've been telling you that our intention was to eventually start cruising full time. We mentioned that we are moving onto the boat, and that's a major step towards that goal. I still have a couple of years left. We've got a lot of projects we want to finish up on Vanishing Point before we leave and start heading south. But moving on to the boat is a major, major step in that process.
Yeah, we're getting closer. We're finally here at this point where we can move on and start planning for the next 2 years when we leave. So.
It's a major step in that process, and we're really happy to be doing it. We have moved the boat into our, quote, permanent slip where we're going to be living on the boat now, but we'll be out sailing a lot, and we're going to expand those trips a lot beyond just Catalina Island, although we both love Catalina, and we will still be going back there from time to time. But we want to get out and explore a little bit more of the California coast before we leave here full time, because once we leave, we're not going to have the opportunity to do that, probably again.
And get some experience
Yeah.
sailing the boat. I know I need to be more active in learning how it feels, so this will give us a chance to do that.
But we're enjoying the process, and the idea that we're going to be moving out of our townhouse and moving on to the boat is a major step for us for a lot of reasons. Logistically, it's not easy because you're moving out of a home that we've been living in for several years now. And keep in mind that we had downgraded to that house when we left our home in Texas, and now we're downgrading again to move on to the boat. So it is a change for us. It's something we've been looking forward to, and I think it's going to make for some interesting videos to see how we manage through all of that. But I think you'll enjoy it. And we've got a lot of things planned, a lot of things coming up, and we're looking forward to showing it on video.
I'm super excited. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's do it.
I could have been right, was probably wrong. So many nights wishing I could go home. It's been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a year.